The GSX S1000 launched in 2015 as a new model, developed to bring the fun of sport riding to riders on the street. At its heart was a street-tuned version of the powerful long-stroke engine that carried the GSX R1000 to countless superbike and endurance race victories. This engine was skillfully paired with a compact and lightweight chassis, state-of-the-art running gear and a comfortable upright riding position. Just as the GSX R1000 was built to own the racetrack, the GSX S1000 was created to own the street. So, there are some key points why this superbike is worth owning. Powering the updated GSX S is one of Suzuki's bright stars, the K5 motor that debuted in 2005. With its relatively long stroke architecture delivering loads of tractable low-end grunt and giggle-inducing mid-range power, it is perfectly suited for all-around street riding. It purrs like a kitten in the city and gives you that classic inline-4 top-end roar when ascending high into the revs. As entertaining as that is, what makes this mill unique is that broad punchy power band that lets you leap from apex to apex with ease. Suzuki engineers teach this old dog some new tricks. Keeping up with the times is no small feat, especially when considering this power plant will be old enough to vote in another year. This round of updates accentuated the K5's mid-range might, while also helping it meet Euro 5 compliance. There are plenty of changes listed in the fine print, but for our purposes, the new camshafts, valve springs, air box, and 4mm narrower 40mm throttle bodies all work in harmony to flatten this lump's torque curve, ensuring that it's silky smooth from the bottom up. Among the niceties facilitated by the new ride-by-wire throttle are active, basic, and comfort power modes. Active embodies the adjectives meaning wholeheartedly and is intense, a bit too aggressive for my tastes, though spirited pilots might find it appealing. Basic is the Goldilocks mode, perfect for wailing in the tight, technical roads weaving through the Santa Monica Mountains or cruising through town. Comfort pulls the reins in quite a bit and is your de facto rain and urban mode. The gearbox is updated with an assist and slipper clutch and an up and down quick shifter. A proven gearbox with well-spaced ratios is never a bad starting point, and Suzuki has improved the GSX S1000 with a new slipper clutch, which keeps the cable clutch pull on the lighter side and keeps wheel hop at bay. That's all dandy, but my gold star stickers are reserved for the stellar up-down quick shifter that works wonderfully at any pace. An updated exhaust that kicks out your favorite inline-4 jams. Of all the exhaust notes out there, the inline-4 screamers are some of the most thrilling of the bunch. An additional catalytic converter in the mid-chamber is new to the party, which has relocated the exhaust valve. Get on the gas, and that familiar howl is heard in all its glory. We've already talked about the power modes and quick shifter, which leaves the 5-level traction control, non-switchable ABS, low RPM assist, and 1 push start. The 2022 Suzuki Gsx S1000 uses a modest but competent rider aid package that doesn't rely on an IMU, that means no cornering ABS or lean angle detecting TC. Sadly, we don't see cruise control, either. The Honda CB1000R is the only other bike in the naked leader bike class without those features. When the rubber meets the road, the TC and ABS do their part just fine. TC is conservative, though suitable for a nice rip in the lower settings. With how tractable the K5 lump is, you might even want to disable it for some cheeky wheelies. ABS never raises any alarm bells on the street. Handling is a high point for Suzuki's naked steed. Returning to the party is the same twin-spar aluminum frame and swing arm that have helped make the GSX S a stout and stable partner. A sporting 57.5-inch wheelbase and fairly steep 25-degree rake add some zest into its handling abilities. It's a neutral machine, dipping into corners predictably and with the right amount of enthusiasm. AYB suspension is up to the task. The fork is fully adjustable, while the linkage-assisted shock allows adjustment for spring preload and rebound damping. Both ends hold their own, just as they've always done. The fork provides solid feedback and hides most of the rough stuff. Meanwhile, the shock is similarly skilled and helps keep the GSX S1000 on the right course. The shock only flinches when faced with massive compression bumps, which makes sense considering the heftier 472-pound curb weight. Outside of that, the front end feel is good when on the brakes, and it tracks well while hammering the throttle. Brembo and Nissan handle the braking once again. Nothing has changed on that front. 4-piston Brembo calipers clamp onto 310mm rotors with an axial master cylinder mounted on the handlebar. Power is never an issue with the setup, as you'll drop anchor with the best of them, although I'd appreciate a little more feel. In the rear, a Nissan single-piston caliper and 240mm rotor work effectively to correct lines and aid in low-speed maneuvers. Fuel capacity grows to 5 gallons. New styling paved the way for a reshaped fuel tank with an excellent anchoring point when hustling around the curves. Of course, a half-gallon more fuel is welcome on an all-around machine like this, but so is the claimed 35 miles per gallon. Do some quick math, and that's a potential range of 170 plus miles, depending on how greedy you are with the throttle. Fresh looks and a new dash bring the GSX S1000 closer to the modern era. Quite a few tidbits elevate the new GSX S over its predecessor, including the sharp-edged unique appearance. I appreciate the borderline futuristic styling and like the brighter LED lighting more. What does fall short of my expectations is the LCD instrument panel, which is quite challenging to read in the best of circumstances. Only RPM and miles per hour are visible. Anything more nuanced is lost in the glare. A TFT display would help elevate the bike and pair better with its high-quality paint finish, not to mention that we see them on lesser machines these days.